On Friday, Alina Habba, the acting U.S. Attorney for the state of New Jersey, proudly announced that she had arrested the Democratic mayor of the city of Newark, New Jersey, Ras Baraka. Because Mr. Baraka wanted to go into an ICE detention facility with the New Jersey delegation from the U.S. House of Representatives, and she says he was loitering. He was refusing to leave. He was trespassing. And so she is absolutely waiting to prosecute him to the fullest extent of the law. And in announcing the arrest of a Democratic politician, Alina Habba said this: "He has willingly chosen to disregard the law. That will not stand in this state. He has been taken into custody. No one is above the law," she said. No one is above the law. Except that you've been arguing in court for several years now that your client at the time, Donald J. Trump, was in fact above the law. Remember that? Did you forget? Because I didn't. I don't think our viewers here at Ring of Fire forgot. You were literally arguing in court for years that some people are in fact above the law. So, did you forget? Or were you just lying back then? Either way, the arrest of a Democratic politician, a man who actually is viewed as the most likely person to become the next governor of the state of New Jersey at an ICE detention facility, is of course shocking. What's even more shocking is that this is probably not going to be the only arrest. You had DHS, Department of Homeland Security, Assistant Secretary for Public Affairs, Tricia McLaughlin. Miss McLaughlin went on television shortly after the arrest of Mr. Baraka, and she suggested that the Democrats who went with him were also likely to be arrested. She said it's on the table because they allegedly body slammed. That's a word she used. They body slammed an ICE agent. My God. These old men and little old ladies, because that's who they were, body slammed this big hardened ICE agent. Let me read you her exact quote. "We actually have body camera footage of some of these members of Congress assaulting our ICE enforcement officers, including body slamming a female ICE officer. So we will be showing that to viewers very shortly." When she was asked if these members of Congress would be arrested, she said, "This is an ongoing investigation and that is definitely on the table." So they would be showing us the body cam footage shortly. Well, luckily, they did. So here's the body cam footage, folks. You tell me when you see one of these old men or little old ladies body slam an ICE agent. Here it is.
You cannot push me! You cannot push me! You cannot push me! You cannot push me! You cannot! I got it! Press! It's press! Come on! Come
Do not touch him! Back up there! Get your hands off of her!
What? He just assaulted me. He just don't touch us. Don't touch us. This is not right. This is not right.
Didn't see any body slams, did you? And in fact, I didn't see anybody other than, one of the bystanders getting shoved to the ground by an ICE agent. That was the only person who ended up on the ground. I saw ICE agents shoving lawmakers who, for the record, do in fact have oversight of these federal detention facilities, which is what this is. This is a federal detention facility, meaning it does fall under the review of Congress. So those members of Congress had every legal right to be there. That is absolutely something everybody needs to be aware of. As an oversight body, they have that right. Now, maybe they didn't go through the correct channels to do that and set up a particular time. Maybe they did. But they have a right to be there. And no, they were not the ones shoving. They were being shoved. At one point, one of the female members of the delegation was shoved into an ICE agent. But that's about it. Republican Representative Dan Bishop got on social media after this event, and he proclaimed that this was worse than 9/11. It's literally what he said. You can go see it on his Twitter page, Representative Dan Bishop. This is worse than 9/11. 9/11, where 3,000 Americans died, versus this, where 0 people died. So, I mean, the basic math on that's going to tell you that no, this was not, in fact, worse than 9/11. But Republicans are making this seem like Democrats were engaged in some sort of insurrection when nothing could be further from the truth. You know what this actually reminds me of? This reminds me of when Marjorie Taylor Greene would go to these prisons, demand to be let in so she could see the imprisoned Capitol rioters, right? Well, sometimes she was allowed in, sometimes she was not. And she would stay there. She wouldn't leave, even though she was told to leave. But at no point did Marjorie Taylor Greene ever get arrested. At no point did angry officers come out and try to forcibly shove her off the property, did they? At no point was she arrested. Because my God, if that had happened, we would have had another January 6th on our hands where MAGA freaks would have stormed the Capitol again. I mean, yeah, it is a two-tiered system of justice. And yes, this is the weaponization of justice. Donald Trump sent his goons out there, or his goons thought that this is why they were there, to go after these Democratic members of Congress. And now they're being arrested, probably going to be prosecuted, because God knows Alina Habba is not going to back off this. Luckily, she's the most incompetent lawyer in the history of the United States, so she's probably not going to get a conviction. But it has started. It's no longer hyperbole. It's no longer a what if this happens. Democratic politicians are being arrested by this administration, and they're threatening to do more. It has begun here in the United States. One of today's video sponsors is Magic Spoon. As a kid, I loved eating cereal, but as an adult, I don't want all that sugar, and let's be honest, most cereals don't give me the protein that my body needs. Magic Spoon makes high-protein, zero-sugar cereal and treats reinvented from your childhood to bring you the nostalgia without the guilt. Every serving of Magic Spoon has crazy macros: 13 grams of protein, 0 grams of sugar, and 4 grams of net carbs. They also come in so many nostalgic flavors like fruity, cocoa, cinnamon roll, peanut butter, birthday cake, chocolate chip cookie, and many more. And if you're on the go and don't have time to sit down for a bowl of cereal, Magic Spoon has you covered. They also turned their super popular cereal into high-protein treats that are light, crispy, and taste just like those classic crunchy cereal bars. Magic Spoon's treats are so delicious and have already become my favorite go-to snack. Magic Spoon's high-protein treats are crispy, crunchy, airy, and an easy way to get 12 grams of protein on the go. They come in mouth-watering flavors like marshmallow, chocolate peanut butter, and dark chocolate. Now, I personally love these treats as both on-the-go snacks and kind of, my after-dinner go-to snack. And they're a great alternative to those sugary comfort snacks that I'm used to reaching for right before bedtime. And both their cereals and treats are great for people who are carb conscious. And right now, Magic Spoon has a great deal for our viewers. Get $5 off your next order at magicspoon.com/ROF. Or you can look for Magic Spoon on Amazon or in your nearest grocery store. But if you want our deal, go to magicspoon.com/ROF for $5 off.